Are Sister Wives stars Kody and Robyn Brown nevertheless together? Perks of polygamy. Sister Wives famous person Robyn Brown made it clear that she nonetheless desires to percentage husband Kody Brown, along with her fellow sister wives Meri Brown, Janelle Brown and Christine Brown. In the course of a season 16 episode in their own family's TLC series. But now that Christine and Kody have breakup, fanatics are wondering about the repute of his different marriages. Keep scrolling beneath to find out if Kody and Robyn are nonetheless together. Enthusiasts watched because the polygamous Brown circle of relatives struggled to navigate the coronavirus pandemic on season 16 in their reality display. Due to the fact that patriarch Kody desired to do the entirety he ought to prevent his own family of 23 from spreading COVID-19 among themselves, he enacted very strict safety guidelines to comply with. Robyn and Meri agreed to follow Kody's guidelines, however Christine and Janelle rebelled in opposition to them, which caused a primary divide of their own family. Earlier than the pandemic, Kody used to divide his time spent evenly among his 4 wives. Due to the fact that Christine and Janelle refused to observe his pandemic regulations, complete time, Kody limited his time with them. Despite the fact that Meri turned into maintaining all of his guidelines, Kody didn't spend time along with her because of the troubles they had been dealing with and keep to stand in their marriage. In order that meant Kody spent most of the people of his time because the lockdowns in March 2020 with Robyn. In an episode that aired on January 2nd, Robyn admitted she was involved that Kody wasn't seeing his other better halves. Even as discussing the perks of plural marriage with Janelle in a separate scene, like the quantity of freedom and independence a wife in a monogamous marriage might not have, Robyn hinted that she's had sufficient of their current association. "Yeah, ought you please discern this out so I can be in a plural-owned family," once more Robyn instructed Janelle with amusing. "Oh my gosh, you man, I'm like, this is what it'd be like to be I by no means signed up for monogamy. I never did." Robyn endured to give an explanation for their own family's dynamic in her confessional. "So, Kody and I've been married for about 10.5 years, and throughout the ones 10.5 of years, I've had Kody at my residence like a couple of times per week. These days, it's been constantly, and you already know, I'm positive every plural wife is like, woo, that's the way you need it. And that I'm like, however that's no longer what I signed up for, I wager you will say," she said. And then, on top of that, he's been surely sad. He's been a totally unhappy person. And so, it's been a lot. It's been a project for our courting. I have been in reality like amazed and form of horrified in approaches due to the fact I've been like, wait, I notion we have been this cohesive unit and we haven't been Robyn added. And it's been a massive disappointment for me. I bet it's miles what it is, I just must respect in which she's at. Whilst Janelle also admitted that the pandemic had delivered a few strain to her marriage with Kody, the tension that the pandemic brought on among Kody and Christine appeared to be a long way greater, and it ended up being one of the ultimate straws. Kody and Christine announced their breakup in November 2021, and on Sister Wives season 16 finale that aired on Sunday, January 23rd, she shared that Kody's election about not having an intimate relationship together with her because of how she's been behaving amid the pandemic is what in the long run caused their breakup. "Wait, so he gets to have an intimate marriage with other halves, however no longer with me," she said in her confessional. Because the episode became filmed sometime in January 2021, an insider gave an update on the reputation of Kody's marriage with Robyn, given that his split with Christine and his tension with Janelle and Meri. He's spending all his time with Robyn, a source advised Us Weekly in a story posted on Monday, January 24th. The others are of their very own international, dwelling their personal lives. He spent the vacations with Robyn and her children, the source delivered. He didn't even try planning with the others. All the wives had been a great deal separated for the vacations, spending time with their very own families.